difficult to do live chat when you are, uh, or it's really it's just difficult. Things are difficult when you want to interact with people. So where can we go today? Did y'all see this about Malcolm Jamal Warner? I guess we could start with him. I probably should start with the. Well, no, we'll do Malcolm Jamal Warner in a little bit. I don't know if y'all saw this, but I thought this was interesting since um, I just wanted to let me. So, Pastor Greg Laurie had a. So Pastor Greg Laurie had a revival of sorts. We talk about revivals, right? And let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. All right. So, oh, I guess I can't do that either. Let me see. Presentation. Huh. I guess it won't. Okay. Well, I guess I have to do it this way. Um. So Pastor Greg Laurie. Okay. I'll see that. I don't know if it work. It will. Oh. Okay. This is what it is. Okay. All right. Uh, So the Harvest Crusade. Let's see. Let's go back this way. Um, so this came out on July the 21st. So this came out Monday. So 45,000 believers. It was truly a holy moment. So this year's Harvest Crusade saw thousands give their lives to Jesus Christ on Saturday during the one night special event held at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. More than 45,000 people filled the arena, while an additional 200,000 watched online. Harvest Christian Fellowship Senior Pastor Greg Laurie shared on social media that more than 6,500 people made a profession of faith in Jesus Christ. The heart of the Harvest Crusade for the past 35 years has been the proclamation of the gospel. When the invitation to follow Christ was given, so many people came forward that the fire marshals had to stop them, with others backed up in the aisles, a first for Angel Stadium. Laurie posted, shared in the post. Please pray for all of those who invited Christ into their lives tonight. May they be seed planted on good ground and grow strong in their faith, he added. While Laurie was held these soul winning events worldwide since, let's see, wait a minute. While Laurie has held these winning events worldwide since 1990, the evangelist sees a powerful spiritual hunger in California, he shared Saturday. I believe that God wants to do another great work in the state that we call the Golden State. The last great spiritual awakening happened here in this state of California, and I pray it will happen again. So that's a lot. Thousands raised their hands as they joined Grammy Award winning artists Chris Tomlin and Brooke Lig- Ligertwood, along with Dove Award winning artist Carrie Job and her husband Cody Carnes in worship. What an unforgettable night at Angel Stadium. God showed up in a spectacular way, as he always does, pouring out his spirit in a tangible, powerful moment. Laurie said. He continued, we experienced epic worship moments throughout the evening, especially when 45,000 voices sang the blessing with Jerry Job Carnes and Cody Carnes at full volume. It was truly a taste of heaven. Let's see. Let me see something. I'm going to pause this for a second. And let me see. Share my script. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can. Okay. Oh, so okay, hold on. I want to stop share for a second. Let me try this again. Let's All right. Let's see. Okay, there was a lot. It was working a while ago. I gotta remember which way to do it. I think it's here. Let's see. All right. Let's see if this will work. This year's event reached a global audience with a message about finding one's true purpose in life. Your soul isn't craving applause, it is craving a relationship with God, he told the crowd. You're searching for God. That is what we all want deep down inside. Your life feels like one long stroll, and no matter how far you or scroll, and no matter how far you wipe or swipe, ugh, I was having a hard time with my Bible study this afternoon. You will still feel empty inside, but what you're looking for isn't found on a screen or an AI voice that speaks to you or flatters you. It is found in a living God who has a plan and a purpose for your life, Laurie continued. Thousands responded to that message and flocked the field, making a public declaration of wanting a relationship with Jesus Christ. Laurie notes afterward that it was one of the best responses we have seen in our 35 plus years of Harvest Crusades, and it was all because of prayer. I'm starting to say, it is wonderful way. Let's see. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. So before the event, we prayed that this would be one of the greatest harvest crusades in our history, and God did exceedingly and abundantly above all we could have asked or think. He wrote on X, as Brooke Ligertwood led in worship, the field filled with people responding to the gospel, and I had the privilege of leading them in what we often call the sinner's prayer. It was truly a holy moment. moment he concluded the post. So I wanted to start that by an uplifting, with an uplifting story. There's just so much going on right now, and we need to know. We need to know God is, God is in control, and we just need stories like that. And if there's any of you, if you want to go ahead and join my Rumble live chat and or YouTube, I guess the newness is wearing off for people, and they I don't know what happened to my uh oh oh. Okay, I'm going to have to do some finagling real quick. I got to. I mean, I know for when things are new, it starts. It seems exciting, and then after a while, it kind of get becomes so old hat, and so. And I saw Backpack Patriot in the house earlier. I hope she's still around. You know, Backpack's been. I don't know if others have been able to see her, but I certainly haven't. I haven't been able to see her very often. I just during the day I'm getting ready to go working with the school with the kids. So I have to get my things all set up again. I'm sorry. And while we're on the subject of church, I don't know if y'all saw this. I thought this is crazy. Um, okay. Let me see if I can remember how I did this. Okay. That. Then Zoom. And I'm going to share. Rumble Studio, I think. Let's do that. So, California diocese suspends mass obligation for those who with genuine fear of ice raids. So this actually came out in July the 10th, and this is from the Catholic Register. So, amid concerns over immigration enforcement raids in the area, the Bishop of San Bernardino, California, actually, speaking of San Bernardino, the hey, half right, why are you showing an ugly foot? Um, it's Encino is on fire tonight. So on July 8th, this bishop issued a dispensation for the obligation to attend Mass Sunday for the faithful if they fear for their well being. The Trump administration rescinded in January long standing restrictions on arrest at sensitive locations, including houses of worship, schools, and hospitals. I don't know about that policy. The previous policy had exceptions for public safety or national security threats. The move was part of the Trump administration's efforts to enforce its hardline immigration policies. Y'all gonna have to, chat, you're gonna have to remind me and let me know, was that really true? I mean, I just don't see them going to schools I think it has to do with the fact that they go into these, like, well, like apartments, they go into these because the locals will not help them. The locals won't help them, so so they have to do something to go get these illegals out. Bishop Alberto Rojas previously denounced such immigration enforcement actions after ICE agents entered two Catholic parish properties in Montclair and Highland, detaining multiple people in the parking lot of St. Adelaide Church in Highland, California. In a July 8th message to faithful, Rojas wrote that in light of the pastoral needs of our diocese and concerns expressed by many of our brothers and sisters regarding fears of attending Mass due to potential immigration enforcement actions by civil authorities. Okay. He would use his authority under canon law to dispense the obligation from those who, due to genuine fear of immigration enforcement actions, are unable to attend Sunday Mass or Masses on holy days of obligation. Rojas cited the Code of Canon Law, Canon 87, paragraph 1, which states a diocesan bishop, whenever he judges that it contributes to their spiritual good, is able to dispense the faithful from universal and particular disciplinary laws issued for his territory or his subjects by the supreme authority of the church. I'm surprised he. Why isn't it the supreme authority of God? He added that those dispensed from their obligation should maintain their spiritual communion with Christ and His church through other means such as prayer, spiritual reading, or watching a live streamed or broadcast Mass. In May, the Diocese of Nashville, Tennessee reminded the faithful that those with sincerely held fear that their well being during immigration enforcement efforts were not required to attend Sunday Mass according to the church's own teaching and canon law, but did not issue a formal dispensation. The Trump administration's sensitive location policy change issued by the Department of Homeland Security was among Trump's administration immigration actions criticized by the U.S. Bishops' Conference. So I don't know. I mean, I question some of these reports about people being. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems to me that there's more to that story. But I find it. I mean, I didn't grow up Catholic, so I don't understand the whole. You have to go to church on Sunday to be. So I don't understand that. So, but I know people were. I know when I read that article. Oh, sorry, everybody. Well, this is weird. So, anyway, I just thought that was an interesting. It's kind of like the orange man bad syndrome. And, sometimes I get mixed feelings about the whole immigration thing. I get it. I mean, I don't want illegal. I don't want people crossing the border illegally, and the problem is a lot of it is that people who are crossing the border illegally are getting treated better than U.S. citizens. So I I just don't understand. And Might do Malcolm Jamal Warner a little bit, but let's see. When did I? Since we're still on California, it's funny that about California. I mean, you go back to this, and oh man, of course. Uh, it's got a paywall. Rats. I'll have to see if I can find out another. Let me do a quick search so I can get it. But Karen Bass wants to give cash payments to illegals. Hmm. Hey Tatiana, how are you? How are things? How are things? Okay. So, all right. I guess I can do it this way. And this way. All right. Let's see. Uh, okay. Let me start this share, and then I'm going to start this share. I don't know if anybody has talked about this or not. I think I did, but I can't remember. So, LA Mayor Karen Bass signed. It says Friday, so if it came out on the 11th, what's a Friday? What's just we went to a we send them to our media liaison or our attorneys. Um, so anyway, the order also requires the city departments to create a plan for protocols and training on how to comply with Los Angeles Sanctuary City Ordinance. In addition, Bass said a plan is being worked out to provide cash assistance to those affected by the law enforcement operations, the LA Times reported. Cash cards with a couple of $100s on them will be distributed by immigrant rights groups in about a week, Bass said. So they've probably already done it by now. The money will be coffers, but from philanthropic partners, she said. So basically, no, we're not. I promise you, we're not going to use your taxpayer money to give these people. But we've got these billionaire, millionaire supporters out there that are going to do this. We got these. So, are you telling me this isn't a Babylon Bee headline? A White House spokesperson told Fox News Digital, referring to the satirical news site. Recent immigration enforcements in California has resulted in successfully detaining countless violent criminals and liberating children from illegal labor exploitation. But instead of helping these children or putting American citizens first, Bass is doubling down on her defense of illegal immigrants, or these stunts from Democrat politicians. That's why they elected President Trump, the spokesperson said. They want someone who will put America first, and it's certainly not Karen, Gavin, and company. Or, yeah. Bass has condemned immigration operations targeting criminal illegal immigrants in the city. Los Angeles is one of several cities suing the Trump administration over the quote unquote unlawful raids. I think there was finally a ruling on that and said that President Trump. Oh, speaking of raids and stuff, I saw that President Trump has recalled the National Guard from LA too. I could be wrong, but they're saying that oh they ran them out. Their narrative is they ran them out of the city, but if the riots are no longer going, if the locals have it under control, there's no need for um, the National Guard to be there anymore. Immigration agents on Thursday raided a cannabis farm in nearby Ventura County to target illegal immigrants working there. 10 illegal immigrant minors, 8 of them unaccompanied, were found at the farm, U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Rodney Scott said. So these are the workers. These, you know, let's forget about the fact that, yeah, I mean, people are like, I was 14 years old and I was picking fruit and everything, but why would you let a child, you know, pick marijuana, you know? Um, I am one of those. I know there are a lot of people that disagree with me about marijuana being gateway drug. Um, I mean, if it's really true that marijuana is good without the THB or how they process it, that's one thing. But anything that that alters your mind or mood, to me, that's not a good thing. But I mean, children being around that, I mean, I don't know why anybody would. I get a headache. I mean, I've shared this before. Let's say last year before. Let's see. Trying to remember. Yeah, last year when I finally got to go to the Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard, see the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I went and got to see the Chinese theater, and we walked. I mean, we parked in a garage. That's about the only way you can have protection. And there were a couple of tents, off of Hollywood Boulevard, off of Sunset Boulevard. There were about three tents of people, and I would we would walk down parts. Aroma it just, and I'm like, I turned to my daughter. I said, "Is that marijuana?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh man, just get a headache smelling it." So I don't work for Carrot and Bass. Let's see. Let me The farm is now being violations. Earlier in the week, nearly 100 National Guard troops and immigration authorities targeted crime-ridden MacArthur Park in Los Angeles, oh, come on, what are you doing? Prompting Bass to go to the park to demand a halt to the operation, which was rebuffed by U.S. Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino. And I don't work for Karen Bass, Bovino told Fox News at the time. Better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon. We will go anywhere, anytime we want in Los Angeles. And Fox Digital News has reached out to Bass's office. So, I, showing compassion is one thing. Being compassionate is one thing. But when do you when do you say enough is enough? What is it going to take to see how people get hurt when you break the law? So, speaking of immigration, let's see if this will come up. This has got to be. So this comes out of the New York Post via Newsweek. I don't know. Did any of you guys see this? It. I think it's. I know people thought it was hilarious. Um, let's see. So, a DOJ staffer claims she was fired over her husband's controversial anti ICE app. Let's see. That tracks the feds. So, a Department of Justice staffer claims she was abruptly after it emerged that her husband was the brains behind a controversial anti ICE app that warns users when the feds are closing in. So, Carolyn Feinstein, who worked as a DOJ forensic accountant in Austin, Texas, alleges she was terminated last Friday as retribution, in quotes, for her husband's. Okay, is it not? My share's not coming up, is it? Let me try this differently. Okay, there we go. Let's see, as for her spouse's radical alert system in which she has minority shares. This was retribution. I was fired because of the actions or activism of my husband, Feinstein told the Daily Beast on Monday. So, isn't he a gem? His tech husband, Joshua, recently sparked outrage after it emerged he created the Ice Block app, which alerts users if immigration and customs enforcement agents have been spotted within a 5-mile radius of them. President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, and ICE acting director Tom Lyon quickly called on the DOJ to investigate after Feinstein's hubby went on CNN last month to advertise the app, sparking immediate backlash. Feinstein claims she informed the DOJ of her ties to the app creator after he allegedly started receiving death threats. So, so if he hadn't been receiving threats, is she saying that she wouldn't have said anything? Hey, Barney Beagle, Augie Matrix Live. So, guys, if y'all want to join me on Rumble for live chat, so I can see live chat and I don't have to strain using my phone. If you are new, I am live streaming on Rumble and YouTube also. It's like, check it out, man. Check it out. I mean, come check me out on Rumble and YouTube. So, uh, that's an interesting. So, since we live in the same house, I thought it was pertinent to contact my employer, the DOJ, to notify them of death threats that were coming in, and just in case I needed to be out of the office, so they would be prepared. She said. A week later, Feinstein said the office of the U.S. trustee started asking questions about the app. Feinstein admitted she has minority shares in All You Chart Inc., which hold the IP address for the app. So there's an ice block. She insisted, though, that it was only in case her husband were to become, quote, incapacitated, so she could then shut it down. So, in other words, it wasn't about whether or not her husband was doing the right thing or not. It was because if for some reason he got beat up and he couldn't, she would shut it down. So it was going to take her husband getting beat up or something. A DOJ spokesperson said it had been probing Feinstein's connection to the app for several weeks. After it emerged, she had interest in the company. IceBlock is an app that illegal aliens use to evade capture while endangering the lives of ICE officers, the spokesperson said, adding that the department will not tolerate threats against law enforcement or I think that was this is a typo. Law enforcement officers. Oh, I get it. Against law enforcement or law enforcement officers. Okay. Feinstein, for her part, insisted that her role at the DOJ was unbiased. Right, your financial audit, you you work in the financial and the auditing department. It is insulting to me because I dedicated my life and my career to serving the people of the United States, and now DOJ is claiming I was attempting to harm some of them, and that's not true. Yeah, a lot of them, a lot of them don't believe it. I like this one. It's not retribution for your husband's dangerous doxing of the men and women protecting the country. His actions, coupled with your security, is a conflict of interest. See the actions, but you the actions of your husband, however illegal and misguided, should not reflect on you. But you had knowledge of his illegal activity, so sorry, you lose. So people aren't buying it. And here's one comment that says, "I bet they found out she was feeding her son information." I mean, well, she's the money. I don't. She's money. Okay. Stop sharing. Okay. So I thought that was. Okay, hold on. Oh, please. Okay. So let me see what I have here. Oh boy. Let me see. That's Oh yeah. I wanted to. Let's see. Hold on. Eh, Me. This is interesting. I thought this was interesting because um, I talked about last week. I talked about Henry Killiar from San Antonio, and they were talking about tariffs on tomatoes and the was it Tomato Resuscitation Act. They were talking about that, and they were talking about how this act from 1999 or something was getting ready to expire. And I saw this, and people are. Isn't it funny how people are finding it odd that President Trump's tariffs are actually working? So let's see what the. This is only about a minute, so let's see what they say.
Smith Tomato Farm has been a fixture here on top of Chandler Mountain in St. Clair County for on this mountain. Now there's barely five, probably going to be four within a couple years.
Okay, there we go. All right, we are back on Rumble. All right, I'm going to share this and share this. So, if everybody remember White Jr. in the Abilene Cemetery, and I I just want y'all to get a kind of a see and a feel about what goes on in one of these cemeteries, unaccompanied burial cemeteries, unaccompanied veteran burial.
The uniforms carefully stowed away. The execution of a perfect three-volley rifle salute in the precise strangers to the honored individual showing their respects helps to give them validation for their service.
Amazing. John Kenneth.
Uh oh. Uh oh. My microphone on Rumble. I didn't realize it was this. It got this. It got disconnected a while ago while I was playing that video. Bummer. Uh, but since I'm recording in Zoom, I'll be loading that up on Rumble. So let's see, where can we go from here? Let's see. I don't know. I got this. Oh, oh yeah. Here's some. These are just some clips about. We were talking about Obama earlier, and Chris and I were talking about Obama. These are some reminders of some of the things he said. Gotta try this again. I know it's hard when you're. All right, let's try this again. All right. And people forget. I mean, people don't care. It's just amazing how people don't care. Really, it seems like. Uh, I I don't know. It just people just don't want to believe it. So, with that being said, I've been I've been kind. Oh, here's this one, and I picked this for a reason. I thought this was just weird. Um, on. I want to make sure. There we go. Make sure my audio in Rumble is working. So here we go. Don't tell me that. Dismiss. There we go. So I thought this was an interesting human interest story. So, hey, Canadian Bacon. So I am, for those of you who are just joining us, it's early in the morning. I am live streaming on YouTube and Rumble. So if you would like to join and just to see how it goes, I'm still trying to kind of work out the bugs, see how I can figure out how to kind of stream it a little bit, streamline it so that it's I'm just trying to kind of streamline everything. So if you want to join me on either YouTube or Rumble, just so I can see live chat, it makes it easier to see live chat if people are on Rumble or YouTube. So I know the first week I did it and I started live streaming and I knew I had an audience. It's just so exciting. So we've covered Barack Obama. We've covered Karen Bass want to give money, cash to illegal aliens because they are on the ice. We covered the DOJ staffer who worked in the auditing in Austin, who's actually she got fired because her husband was the creator of that app, the Ice Block app. Um, that tracked ICE activity so people could go protest. And then she's crying in her beer because she got fired. Yeah. So, hey, rock and roll. Good morning. Yeah, he pretends. But that's how they get by with it, isn't it? Is they pretend they're being sarcastic or they pretend to be funny so people just don't seem to want to believe them. It's not working. Let's see. Oh, I think I know why. I know why it's not working. I put the wrong thing. Good morning, rock and roll. I forgot the .com. Then I forgot the user. Oops, gotta put user. And I'm trying to share videos on the two platforms. Hey, Vinny, trying to share platforms or try to share videos at the same time on Zoom and Rumble. Uh, it's not, yeah. Anyway, and if again, if you want to help, just if you can, if you want to, I'll put my uh, I'll put my PayPal out there. So, and of course, y'all can always now that I've figured out how to record in Zoom, I you can always go back to my Rumble channel and you can see it later. See the whole show. I had to start my Rumble after Chris left because I'm gonna have to break down. I guess if I want to share with like Chris or Aaron or anybody else for that matter, I'm probably going to have to start using OBS because for some reason Zoom and the Zoom app on the desktop app and Rumble don't like each other, so they don't like to intermit. They don't like to intermix. Anyway, so here we are. This actually came out of the Sports Collectors Digest, and I don't know why. I just thought this was an interesting article. So, breaking news: sports memorabilia dealers have been chasing counterfeit Brett Lemieux for years. A prominent sports memorabilia dealer says dealers in the hobby have been chasing admitted counterfeiter Brett Lemieux for years before his shocking confession and suicide. That's what it was. This word. So in April 2020, through his lawyer, Mill Creek Sports owner Scott Malum served Brett Lemieux a cease and desist letter for four accounts that sold sports memorabilia. Lemieux allegedly had been forging autographs for Malum's exclusive athlete, NFL star Russell Wilson. Lemieux also was allegedly faking Mill Creek Sports holographs and certificates of authenticity to accompany the signatures of the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, Malum said. Wasn't Malum's first go around with Lemieux. 3 to 4 years earlier, he had sent a similar cease and desist letter to the sports memorabilia dealer who rocked the hobby last week with claims of widespread fraud and forgery before killing himself just before police raided his home and business. Getting getting threatened with legal action didn't faze Lemieux. We went after him, but he just laughed at it. Malin told SCD. So here's the guy, I guess. According to Lemieux, who posted a manifesto group Autographs 101 on July 16th, he forged autographs of all the big name athletes in the industry, including Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Kobe Bryant, and Aaron Judge. Lemieux claims he sold over 4 million items, raking $350 million in sales during his 20-year-long operation. Lemieux, whose main company was named Mr. Man Cave, had his warehouse in Westfield, Indiana, raided by authorities on July the 15th. The next morning, Lemieux posted his scathing 1,200 word rant and confession. Lemieux was later found dead in his home. Hamilton County Coroner Jeff Jellison told SCD, that says Sports Collectors, whatever, that the final cause of the manner of Lemieux's death is pending toxicology testing. However, the Westfield Police Department announced last week that Lemieux's death was by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Man, there certainly seems to be a lot of uh, that going around, right? It isn't known if the 45-year-old Lemieux typed his Facebook post and then committed suicide, or if he had scheduled the post to publish following his death. Lemieux made his post at noon Eastern on July the 16th. Toxicology typically takes 2 weeks, Jellison told SCD. He was found deceased by police and no one witnessed the death. Therefore, we do not know at exact time of death. I'm sorry, we do not know an exact time of death. Looking at my deputy's report, time of death would be estimated sometime between 11:58 a.m. and 12:48 p.m. So roughly what, 45 minutes, right? Or 50 minutes difference. So in his Facebook post, Lemieux claims he produced counterfeit stickers and holograms of many of the biggest companies in the industry, including Panini, Fanatics, James Spence, Authentication, Steiner Sports, Mill Creek Sports, and TriStar. TriStar. Ah, as in the movie TriStar, the movie production. Is that what that also is? Lemieux seemed to have a personal vendetta against plenty of companies and individuals in the industry. The names he listed and the companies, I believe, those are all the ones that pushed back on him, threatened lawsuits, cease and desist, contacted eBay that they were selling fraudulent accounts, Mayloom said. He made a big point over the whole TriStar thing because they went after him. They tried to shut him down for selling counterfeit items. TriStar owner Jeff Rosenberg responded to interview requests from SCD but said he is unable to comment at this time. Since Lemieux's post, Mayloom has been receiving messages from customers worried about the authenticity of items they purchased directly from Mill Creek Sports. The frustrating thing is a lot of people are reading this manifesto he wrote and they don't understand. A lot of people think he was selling to us and our company, say Mayloom, whose card shop is located just outside Seattle in Mill Creek, Washington. No, we never bought from him. He counterfeited our Russell Wilson hologram. I don't have any proof of it, or proof if he ever did. Ikiro, another Mill Creek Sports exclusive athlete. It's a pretty intricate autograph. I've never seen it. I would be shocked if he did it. Or would I be shocked if he did it? No, heck no. When Malem was doing his own investigation into Lemieux, he bought a few memorabilia pieces through marketplaces outside of Lemieux's Mr. Mancave website. So anybody who went to Mancave website, chances are they're forgeries. Oh, come on. We checked the items and the autographs were really good, Medlum said. I don't think they were auto pins, auto pins when we first saw that 6 or 7 years ago, but they were really good forgeries. We could tell the holograms were copied, and we could tell the difference in the hologram more than anything else. When May Lim's lawyer served the cease and desist letter in 2020, it was served in Lemieux's businesses under the names Mr. Cave LLC, Mr. Man Cave, Man Cave Collectibles, and Signature Dog. Lemieux also sold items on Facebook under the name Nick Williams and had an eBay account, Break the Bank Autos. According to Malem, Lemieux tended to sell fake items on marketplaces that aren't known for sports memorabilia. He would sell them a little bit on eBay, but his biggest thing he ever did was Amazon, Malem said. The money trail's going to tell where it was sold. My guess is in the last 5 years is that a huge number of products were going to breakers. It's guys that are buying it on the internet. It's a mystery. It's all sealed, so no one knows how much of this stuff got pushed through. For breakers customers, it's a lot of novices and a lot of people. Okay, well, I'm going to stop it. I mean, it's still got quite a bit. But it was the issue about, okay, he's getting served. Is like, I mean, goes on this rant. I mean, where have we heard that story about? He has a manifesto, and all of a sudden, he takes his own life. I mean, let's see. Here we go. So I just, so I'm not gonna do any more. I mean, there's still a lot to go, but that was my big, that was my big thing about the whole article is, I mean, I keep thinking, that Q post about, So, so with that being said, I'm gonna go with. Let me. And I guess everybody heard about Ozzy Osbourne, obviously. I'm sure, all of a sudden, and then we have Malcolm Jamal Warner. Of course, there's several articles about this, and I mean, talk about a shock about what happened to him. So I am. Uh oh. So let me get this. Dismiss. 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 So more details have emerged in the sudden death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Of course, everybody associates sudden death the um, with the shot, but Rica National Police told ABC News Monday that the actor, best known for his role as Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show, drowned off the coast of Costa It's like connected? Is it, you know, we're told, uh, when is it mathematically impossible to be, you know, it just seems to be, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, what's going on? What's going on with all these people? So I think that's all I had really on my stack of stuff. I could I could try to play some videos. Um, I don't know. Should I try this? Um, uh, I hate it when it's just. I don't know if I should play this because this is for those if you like lefties losing it. This is about a week old. Let me see if she has anything uh, recent. Let's see. So everybody, this is Dub 65. This is on a wing and a prayer. So if you just joining me, I have a show on Patriots Soapbox Thursday mornings, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern. So adjust for your time zone, and then again 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, and adjust for your time zone. I'm learning how to do. Um, I'm learning how to do live streaming with Rumble and YouTube. So I know my learning curve is coming to an end, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how to do it without having to do OBS, and it's going to take some time uh, figuring things out. So let's see. And in the meantime, okay. So it's a tough crowd around here. Hey, Dr. Zeus. It is definitely a tough crowd around here sometimes. Okay. Let's see. Everything I see here right now looks like looks like it's all. So it looks like this is all like. So this looks like it's all about. It's it's about 7 days old, so it's about a week old. Let me see. Well, no, we do have one. Hmm. I don't know. I'm interested to see what Jazz. I don't know if I. Oh, actually, I don't know if I can listen to Jasmine Crockett. I mean, she just. Ugh. Let's see. I really don't care to listen about George Floyd. Oh, let's see about this one. This is only 14 minutes. Okay, so let's right. Okay, let's see what she has to say. This is what 2 days ago. It's a day ago. So CBS journalist thinks he was the real victim of Trump's assassination attempt. So this ought to be interesting. So for those of you on Rumble, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream on Rumble. So thank you for joining me, and I appreciate it. And I hope next time we can do some chatting, live chat. And I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish the stream. All right, and stream.